The Live Stream Code and Rating Administration has rated this online event PG. All ages admitted. Please be kind and stay on topic.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Thanksgiving edition of the Good Stuff Live. Won't be having a live stream on Wednesday, so I thought, you know what? Let's go ahead and fire one up on Sunday afternoon. Pre-Bob, right? Pre-Thrash Pondo. So hopefully we'll have a good number of folks attending today. I see that we've already got a bunch of folks in the live stream, so let me take a look. Oh, before I get going, though, my name is Dave Sundstrom, and if you enjoy talking about music, movies, mostly TV, you've come to the right place. Okay, let's take a look. Let's see what we've got going on in the chat. I'm going to scroll up to the very top. Moonstorm is here. Welcome to the live stream. Tom McCluskey, a.k.a. The Hungry Jerk. Rob Aiken is here as well. Channel member and super friend John Collins, welcome to the live stream. Channel member and super friend Tracy Roth Myers, welcome to the live stream as well. DJ Mexicano de Texas, Adrian James, DOAV 2.1, Kenneth Wilkinson, channel member and super friend Justin Aylett, who is in Salt Lake City. You should have pinged me, buddy. We would have found a way to hook up, have lunch or something. That would have been great, but I'm guessing you might be with the entire family, but not too far away from me right now. He's about 20 minutes away, hanging out in the Salt Lake City airport. Great to have you here as well. Let's see, channel member Angela McArdle is here. Lance Chafin, welcome, Lance. Good to have you here. Let's see who else is in the stream, hanging out. That might be it. I'm scrolling. I'm not seeing any new names. Oh, here's Superplex. Good to have you with us. Just got off another channel. Isn't that awesome that we're able to kind of bounce from live stream to live stream? And when the live streams aren't running, you can just watch some great entertainment here on YouTube. Really great entertainment. Did you know you can find almost every episode of The Green Hornet right here on YouTube? Right here. Okay, let's see who else we have. Channel member Keith E., welcome to the live stream. Good to have you here on this. Well, it's the last weekend before the Thanksgiving holiday. Looking at to see if there's any. Hey, Tammy Payton is with us as well. Love it, love it. Good to have you here, Tammy. And I see a lot of conversation, kind of just back and forth conversation between everybody right now, which is awesome. As they were waiting for the live stream to start. Yes, I'm not sure what this is in reference to, but yeah, I have, my father is not a spring chicken, and neither am I, but my father's 84 years old, and we recently put him in a very nice senior living facility. And there's, of course, issues that come along with that. Lots of things that one has to take care of. Let's see. So Tracy, you understand what I am going through, and you're talking about your mom having trouble remembering. My mom was put in a senior living facility about 5 years ago, and she's no longer with us, but that was her real issue, was memory issues. We had to put her in a memory care unit, and that was tough, very tough to have someone that you love and loved you so dearly really struggle to even remember who you are. All right, Jerry Gillespie's in the house. Welcome, good to have you with us. Jerry, Danny Staten is here from South Carolina, always a treat. A Child is here hanging out. Welcome, welcome. Let's see, Brenda Krieger is here. Welcome, Brenda, good to have you here, as is James Dye. Hope you're doing well, James. Gary Carpenter's hanging out. Steve Tevis, a.k.a. The Life and Sad Ending. Good to have you with us. I like that new picture you have there. That's great. You know, I love Steve's channel. You guys, if you haven't checked out, and I'm sure you have, he's that he's that much of an internet YouTube personality. I'm sure you've seen Steve's stuff over on the Life and Sad Ending channel. It's great. Let's see. Karen Lester, welcome to the live stream. Welcome. Jean-Pierre Durand, welcome. Raja 1938. Channel member Dominic D. Good to have you here. Chris Budarakos. Happy Turkey Day. Got to watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. We'll be talking about that in a bit. Let's see. Anyone else here? Tuck Graff says, great way to spend a Sunday afternoon. It is, isn't it? It's a great way to spend an hour. So here's what we're going to be doing, and I'll look to see if other folks have arrived in just a minute, since you're talking about a great way to spend Sunday afternoon. I did get my latest issue of Remind Magazine, the November issue, which has, as you can see, is all about family dinners, TV family dinners, and in particular, Thanksgiving. And we'll be looking at some of the pages in Remind Magazine. Folks, if you haven't subscribed to Remind Magazine, I've got a link in the description section of this video. I'm not sponsored by them. My partnership with them has, over the past few months, dwindled of my own choosing. They were more than willing to continue to partner with me. But I, as a YouTube creator, was having a hard time juggling a lot of things. And the obligation that I felt when we were actually more lockstep, there was too much for me. So I asked them if we could just kind of take it easy for a while, and they were okay with that. And so, but we will be talking about Remind Magazine today, because the latest issue, the November 2023 issue, is great. I've got some trivia, 6 trivia questions that we'll do towards the end of the hour. But before that, I want to talk about Thanksgiving movies, Thanksgiving TV shows, and ask you all what your favorites are. I'll share mine. Probably won't come as a surprise to anyone what my favorites are. Let's see if anyone else has popped into the live stream that I haven't said hello to. Look at that. There he is, the live stream master himself, Thrash Pondo Pons, a.k.a. Robert Ponce. Always a treat. Oh, good gravy. Did I miss John? John, oh, I did say hi at the beginning. The Bears are getting a surprise win. Well, that's awesome. You know what? Always happy to see the Bears get a win. Kenneth Wilkinson's here. I probably said hi to Kenneth already. Raja 1938 says, Thanksgiving snuck up on me. Where did the year go? I feel exactly the same way. Exactly. Channel member Scott Smith, welcome. Good to have you with us, Scott. Scott's got a great channel too. You should check it out. He's got, if you're into like 80s electronic music, that type of thing, it's a good channel. There's a lot of good music over there. Let's see. Channel member Dominic D says, my mother suffered from dementia also in her last few years. It is sad. Yeah. It's one of the toughest things that they will ever have to deal with, and surely family members will have to deal with as well. Let's see who else is here. Looks like that. Oh, hey, Danny Hooley's here. Welcome, Danny. Let's see. I think I'm all caught up, and I think I've said hello. If I missed someone, I'm going to apologize in advance right now. Apologize in advance right now. There's, it's just a lot to try to do. You're trying to run the live stream at the same time, and you're looking at the comments. So let's go right into it. Let's talk about favorite TV shows that had Thanksgiving episodes. So I'll throw it out there for me. My all-time favorite Thanksgiving episode. Now, we're not talking special. We'll talk about that in a minute. But is and I'm reading Scott's. Let me get to this real quick. It sounds like we've lost Rosalind Carter. So I'm a big fan of President Jimmy Carter and his wife. They just struck me as good people. So that's tough. And thanks for sharing that, Scott. Anyway, Getting back to favorite TV episode that had a Thanksgiving theme, it's got to be WKRP's Turkeys Away episode. As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly. You know, that line that's uttered by Gordon Jump at the end of that episode is just, it tickled my funny bone the first time I saw it as a teenager, and it does every time I watch it still. So, all right, folks. I see that there's conversation about Rosalind's passing, and that certainly is a tough one. Although she and her husband have lived a great, long, contributing life. Let's see what folks are saying about favorite TV episodes. Hopefully I haven't scrolled too far and missed someone, but channel member Dominic D says WKRP. Channel member Tracy Rothmeyer says WKRP. Steve Tevis, The Life and Sad Ending, WKRP. Hey, Marianne, good to have you with us as well. Channel member Thresh Pondo Ponds, WKRP. Oh, here's one. The Thanksgiving episodes that were on Friends. Yeah, they had a bunch of them. Barney Miller apparently had a Thanksgiving episode. I don't remember it. I don't think I've ever seen it. But sounds good. Tell us more, Brenda. Tom McCluskey says the WKRP turkey drop. DOAV 2.1. Yes, the turkey disaster on WKRP. Let's see. Glad you're here as well, a child. Let's see. Oh, here's one. Tracy Rothmeyer, channel member Tracy Rothmeyer says, I also liked Murphy Brown's Thanksgiving episode, the first one and the original series. It was hilarious. Haven't seen that one either. Tutgraph says, the first thing I thought about was WKRP. Let's see. Scott's channel member Scott Smith says, I'd have to go with Friends as well. I can't think of the classic episode from the 70s or 80s for the life of me. The Beverly Hillbillies had one. I can't remember what it's called that I remember really well. And yes, Danny Hooley points out that All in the Family had a Thanksgiving episode in 79 after it became Archie Bunker's place. Let's see. Cindy D, welcome to the live stream, says, I remember the episode of The Cosby Show when Claire kept sending him out to get stuffing for the Thanksgiving dinner. He said, I'm not going back out there. Last year, that happened to me. I had to go out for stuffing, and I could not find the particular kind that my wife wanted because it was just all gone. The shelves were empty. Let's see. Alf had a good episode, Thanksgiving episode as well. I see a child mention Charlie Brown, and that is, let's transition to, and I'll continue to read the TV episodes, but of course, there aren't that many Thanksgiving specials out there. I believe Garfield has one. There's a few others, but when I think of television specials, the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving comes to mind. By the way, it's free this weekend. If you don't have it on DVD or recorded some way, it is free if you have a streaming device. You can pull up Apple TV Plus, the app on your streamer, whether it's Roku or Google Play or Google Chromecast or whatever they're calling it these days, Google TV device, a Fire Stick, whatever. You have to download the Apple TV Plus app, but you don't need to subscribe. You can just go right there, and it's like the number one show being watched this weekend because it's free. So I watched the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving episode last night, and there's some folks in the comments section. I posted that it was going to be free in the community comments section. They were saying that this was evidence that Charles Schultz was going senile, just because some of the nutty things in that episode. I see nothing that sure, it's nutty. It's peanuts, but all I see is pure genius. And no, it isn't up there with either A Charlie Brown Christmas or It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, but it's very, very good. There's some very good lessons learned, particularly by Peppermint Patty in that episode or in that television special, and it's really worth watching. So, okay, let's see. Let me keep going here. James Dye says A Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. Yeah, that's a great one. Tom McCluskey's never watched Friends. Interesting. Justin Aylett, channel member Justin Aylett, says the Cheers food fight. Let's see. Am I missing anything? Hopefully I'm not missing anything. Old Christine, with Julia Louis-Dreyfus, had a couple of Thanksgiving episodes. Great. That's from channel member Keith E. Danny Staten says, my grandmother made me watch, I love this, the 2-hour Thanksgiving episode of the Waltons. I think it was a movie first, right? That was very good. I like that. My grandmother did not make me watch it, but I would watch that one on my own. Let's see. Oh, hey, look at this. A super chat from channel member John Collins, who, talking about favorite movies, this is my favorite Thanksgiving movie here. And you feel free to share your favorite Thanksgiving movie as well now if you'd like. But John says, happy Thanksgiving, Dave. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles has one of the most emotional scenes when they're arguing in the hotel room. Don't tell my wife. Yeah. You know what? That movie, there's a lot of humor in that movie, but there's a lot of underlying, just really powerful emotions. And there's some great lines in it, right? We all remember those aren't pillows, and some of those moments in the movie. Steve Martin going ballistic in the airport, but it has a ton of heart, and that's exactly what a Thanksgiving movie should have. And it is absolutely, when I think about John Hughes movies, it may be my favorite. And that's saying a lot because I really enjoy a lot of John Hughes movies. From his teen movies like Pretty in Pink, Some Kind of Wonderful, to his more adult fare later on. She's Having a Baby. This one, I just really like his work and his voice as a screenwriter and in some cases a director. And this is definitely one of those great movies. I'll talk about another movie in a little bit that may surprise you. Let's see, Gary Carpenter. Oh, hang on. What am I doing? John Collins. There's no better person on Thanksgiving to say thank you than Captain James Tiberius Kirk.
No, I thank you. And again, I thank you.
I thank you, John Collins, for that super chat. Very kind of you. Very kind of you. Super friend John Collins. He's one of those members, channel members, who has elected to not just be a super fan, but a super friend. And I really appreciate his support. Let's see. Gary Carpenter says, I just finished watching Newhart Thanksgiving episode. Love that. I love Newhart. To me, that was the best of the Bob Newhart sitcoms. Of course, there was the Bob Newhart show, and there was Bob after that, but that was the best. Raja 1938 points out the Brady Bunch episode where they played a Mayflower reenactment. That was a fun one. Yes, it was. Tuck Graff says every episode of the Waltons reminded me of Thanksgiving. Channel member Rob Pinto, welcome, says all in the family. Archie and Mike argue over the religious upbringing of baby Joey during a Thanksgiving dinner. Yeah. Gary Carpenter points out Bewitched. Aunt Clara took everyone back to the Pilgrim's time. Love that. Channel member Dominic D says King of Queens had a funny Thanksgiving episode. I just remembered them shopping at the supermarket the night before Thanksgiving. Very funny. And channel member Superplex says the only Thanksgiving episode that I can remember came from SNL, and that concerned how the Native Americans were screwed by the Pilgrims. Yeah. Super Mario Brothers 3 said Married with Children had a Thanksgiving episode. I don't think I've seen that one, and I've seen a lot of Married with Children. Tracy Rothmeyer said Cheers had a funny one. Love that. Let's see. Oh, Tom says the next time I come to California, we'll go to the Charles Schultz Museum together. I'm looking forward to that. That will be fun. I'm going to hold you to that, Tom. I'll hold you to that. F. Douglas, welcome to the live stream, said Bewitched had a Thanksgiving episode, the one with Aunt Clara. Thrash Bondo says Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I could never get into Aqua Teen Hunger Force, Thrash Bondo. Oh, channel member Angela McArdle says, yep, I love watching those shows. I couldn't watch because I was either too young or not born yet. That's why I got Friendly TV streaming service. Friendly's so awesome. I love it. I wouldn't love it as much if I didn't have the DVR. but I just record everything, and it's all there for 3 months for me, and that way I just turn that on, and I've got classic TV shows to my heart's content. Cindy D says, Thanksgiving episode of The Love Boat. West Wing had a Thanksgiving episode. Very cool. Thank you, David Kerbo, for sharing that. I did not know. Channel member David Kerbo. What am I saying? How can I leave that off? Channel member Superplex said Charlie Brown Thanksgiving was a standalone animated special. Correct. Not part of a regular TV series. And Tut Graff points out that Everybody Loves Raymond had a Thanksgiving episode. All right. We've had, this has been great conversation. Let me just quickly scroll through here and see if there's anything else. I'm going to, just because I'm trying to catch up on comments, I'm going to highlight a few, but not all right now. Channel member Dominic D says Barney Miller was a great show indeed. Speaking of Thanksgiving movies, Thresh Pondo Pond says I have to go with Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Let's see. Yeah, channel member Superplex says that's a movie. Indeed, it is. And yes, that was a great super chat. Thank you so much for that, John. Channel member John Collins. Channel member Angela McCardle says Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is one of my favorite Thanksgiving films. Yeah, mine too. I've got another now, and I'll share in just a second. Let's see. And where you can watch it. I'll tell you where you can watch it for free. Channel member Scott Smith says, being autistic, it took me 20 years to get the 2 pillows joke from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Oh, Scott. That's, you know what? That is, I appreciate you sharing that. I appreciate you sharing that. And I get it. I get it where that may not immediately become, because you take things, I'm guessing, more literally. So if it's 2 pillows, it's 2 pillows. But I don't mean to speak for you either. But thank you for sharing that comment. Let's see. Getting back to Scott Smith said, this is to Marianne. No, I didn't know that they had one. Yes, we're talking about the Brady Bunch Thanksgiving episode. Yes, they did. And I think they've talked about it on their podcast. There's a Brady Bros podcast that Barry Williams and Chris Knight do, and it's great. I believe they've talked about that one. All right. We could go on and on all day here. Oh, channel member David Kerbo says Paul Simon accidentally dresses as a turkey on SNL Thanksgiving episode. That's a great one. A great one. I remember that very, very well. Channel member Angela McCardle says, how about the episode from Bewitched? I can't remember the exact story. I think it's the one where Samantha takes Darren back to the time of the Pilgrims. Yeah, apparently I haven't seen it. Maybe I haven't forgotten it, because I watched a lot of Bewitched growing up. Hey, channel member Lisa Fields has joined us. Welcome. Good to have you here with us, Lisa. So I teased that I was going to talk a little bit about Remind Magazine. So let's do that. I've got the latest issue. Let me go ahead and put this on screen. There it is. The latest issue of Remind Magazine has a cover of that. That had to be from Archie Bunker's Place, right? Because there's Danielle, how do you say that last name? Brisbois. She was, of course, the original Little Orphan Annie on Broadway, and she played his niece in maybe possibly one of the late final seasons of All in the Family, and then she transitioned over with him to Archie Bunker's Place. But let's go ahead and move on over. One of the main articles in this month's issue is all about memorable TV dinners, Thanksgiving dinners in particular. I think Danny mentioned the Waltons' Thanksgiving Story. Here's a few others that were not mentioned. The Wonder Years had a special Thanksgiving episode, as did Frasier, called The Apparent Trap. I can read that one. I couldn't read. What does The Ties That Bind was the Wonder Years episode. And Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman had a great one, apparently. I haven't seen it, called Thanksgiving. Now, there we go. The Beverly Hillbillies, I do remember this one, The Thanksgiving Spirit. And then the Burns and Allen Show, one called Thanksgiving as well, back in the 50s. I have not seen that one. But there's a lot of great reading in here. I've been really enjoying going through the various articles this month. A lot of it has to do with, if it's not about Thanksgiving, it's about food. It's about food. And Zuper, channel member Zuperplex asks, what happened to Danielle? I don't know. That's a great question. That could potentially be a future video. By the way, did you guys all see my the comment from Tiffany Brissett on the Small Wonder video I did? She posted some comments on there directed to me and directed to all the people that had responded to my video and replied. And if you haven't, check it out. That's a lot of fun. All right, moving on. Don't know why I thought about that, other than I think roughly Danielle and Tiffany are the same age. This is my favorite section in, along with the trivia, but my favorite section in Remind Magazine. And this month they're looking at 1987, a great year, a year I remember very, very well. Cost of living. Look at this in 1987. Now we're talking about what? Oh, good gravy. 13 plus 23, 33 years ago. But median income was $30K. Minimum wage was $3.35. That's what I was making at the local Kmart. Cost of a home was just over $100,000. That had to feel enormous to people back then. Gas was 90 cents a gallon. Frigidaire dishwasher cost you $200, just under. Postage stamp was 22 cents. And here's one I remember very, very well. McDonald's hamburgers were 62 cents. I remember them being 49 cents for the burger and 59 cents for the cheeseburger on sale. They'd run these sales. This was before a dollar menu or anything like that. Folgers coffee was $1.99. Gold was $4.86 an ounce. And tuition to send your kids, not just for tuition, but room and board at a four-year institution, it was $6,200. What a time. What a time. Willie Bowen says, I'm disappointed in Dave. Well, I could just read comments the whole day, Willie. Let me go back up and see if I can find that for you. Hey, it rhymes with oranges here as well. Scrolling through to find Willie Bowen's comment. Here's another Dave. Why did you skip over my comment? Well, I get to the point where there's so many comments, I can't read them all, Willie. Dave, you forgot about my comment. Let me keep scrolling up. Let me find it. Here we go. Happy Days Thanksgiving episode. Yeah, absolutely a great comment, Willie, and a fun one when the Fawns joined the Cunningham family for Thanksgiving dinner. They had another great one around Thanksgiving, or around Christmas as well. I loved Happy Days, and there's not an episode of Happy Days. Well, that's a lie. Later episodes, I haven't seen all of those, but the first 4 or 5 seasons, I've seen every single episode of Happy Days. I love that show. All right, top TV shows in 1987, The Cosby Show, A Different World, Cheers, The Golden Girls, Growing Pains, Who's the Boss, Night Court, 60 Minutes, Murder, She Wrote, and Alf. There's not a bad show on that list right there. Not a bad show at all. Hey, Pat McCormick's here, popping in to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well, Pat. I cannot wait. I am beside myself with eagerness and anticipation for season 4 of your podcast. And, of course, all your podcasts end up on your YouTube channel. So season 4 that will be on your YouTube channel. And you teased me the other day with a text saying that you'd had a great conversation with Kent McCord. Dude, I cannot wait for that. I cannot wait for that. It's going to be so exciting. Happy Thanksgiving to you, my friend. All right. Billboard hits in 1987, Walk Like an Egyptian, Alone by Heart. The Bengals sang Walk Like an Egyptian. I didn't even need to tell you who sang that one, right? We all knew. I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston. Nothing's going to stop us now by Starship. Here I Go Again by Whitesnake. Who doesn't remember that amazing video with Tawny Kitaen? The Way It Is, Bruce Hornsby in the Range, and Living on a Prayer. Oh my goodness, that vocoder at the beginning of Living on a Prayer that Richie Sambora does. So cool sounding. So very, very cool. And lastly, popular movies, just a couple or three here. Fatal Attraction, Good Morning Vietnam, and 3 Men and a Baby were all huge hits. Huge, huge hits in 1987. Steve Tinhonen says test. Test right back at you, my friend. I'm not paying a ton of attention right now to the comments just because I wanted to kind of walk folks through what's going on with the latest and greatest from Remind Magazine. This is the November issue. Here's one of my favorite articles from the issue. It's on TV dinners. And I just watched The Food That Built America. It's a channel that's the Food Network is on, of course. No, this was on the History Network on Friendly TV. And they have a series called The Foods That Built America. And they just did one on TV dinners, and they talk about the Swanson. The reason why Swanson ended up making TV dinners was an overabundance of turkeys that had been purchased. They needed to come up with a way to sell the excess turkeys, and they experimented with using the flash frozen concept and trying to make the food edible once it was heated up in the oven, and they came up with the turkey dinner. It was the original TV dinner. And got a surprise for you folks. We're going to go right now to a vintage commercial all the way from 1955. And I'll be back in just a moment.
Wow. Say, you gals think you're lucky you can get Swanson TV turkey dinners, but I say Swanson TV turkey dinners are a bigger break for husbands. Now, you take me. I can be early, I can be late, I can bring pals to dinner anytime I please, and get this, my wife never panics. She just takes Swanson TV turkey dinners from the freezing compartment of our refrigerator when I'm a little off schedule.
Oh, and right you are, Jack. And that is because Mary Lou knows that she can have a swell dinner ready in just 25 minutes.
Right.
And talk about easy. Well, she just pops Swanson TV turkey dinners in a hot oven. You know, they're oven-ready in individual heat-and-serve trays. With Swanson TV turkey dinners, you just heat and you serve big and hearty slices of moist, tender Swanson turkey with grand giblet gravy and special cornbread dressing and fluffy whipped sweet potatoes with golden Swanson butter and garden fresh peas with more butter.
Mother Murphy, lucky me. My wife uses Swanson TV turkey dinners. And make your husband lucky, too. Get Swanson TV turkey dinners, Swanson TV fried chicken dinners, Swanson TV beef dinners from your grocer's big freezer.
All right. Love that commercial. I love the idea that, you know what, it's not a man's place to make the TV dinners, right? Back in the mid-50s, that was, the guy brings home guests. Well, that's just a headache and a hassle for his wife. Times have changed, and I definitely have to say times have changed for the better. Okay, Appalachian Granny, welcome to the live stream as well. Good to have you with us. Now, again, folks, I'm just not paying attention to the comments right now because we're doing other things. I spent a good 20, 25 minutes reading comments, and again, I couldn't catch them all. But, if you really want one read, throw a super chat, even a 99-cent super chat or something, and I will make sure that it gets read. But otherwise, I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to share some commercials from 1987. Why not, right? Commercials from 1987, and then we're going to do some trivia. And we'll talk a little bit more. And if I see, like I said, if I see a comment that needs to be mentioned, I'll do my very best to do so. I've only got 6 trivia questions, so we'll probably do a couple of just after 3. I'll check scores, and then at the end I'll check scores. I like this. Channel member Keith E, by the way, welcome to the live stream, says, you should consider it an honor when your message gets missed because it means you're on a channel that has tremendous activity. Absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate you sharing that. And here's the other thing. I could literally come onto these live streams and just read comments. But I put together a presentation. I spend time, a few hours ahead of time, thinking through what do I want to talk about? What do I want to share with you? And what will make the hour fun? And if you guys, you can tell me, and I won't be reading the comments right now, but I always go back and watch the replay. If this group, your preference is that I don't put any time and effort into preparing the live stream and just try to read everybody's comments, I can do that. It's just, I feel like you guys, you're a special group of people to me, and you deserve my time and effort to put together a live stream that has some value, and it moves beyond simply me being a narrator for everybody's comments, because you can read the comments yourselves too, right? All right, so let's move along. I'm going to tease the trivia. It's how well do you know food and drink in movies? It's the trivia that's in this month's issue of Remind Magazine. We're going to do the first 6 questions, and I need to give credit where credit's due. This comes from the wonderful Candace Sullivan over at Remind Magazine, who puts together these. More often than not, it seems like she's the one doing ultimate trivia over there. So she's awesome. But before I do that, we're going to do a handful of commercials from 1987, I think. So give me, it's a minute 50, and we'll be back to do trivia.
Super Slurpee. Now at 7-Eleven. It's the biggest, boldest, coldest Slurpee to ever quench a thirst. It's the 32-ounce Super Slurpee. And now 7-Eleven has a fantastic summer offer. Every Super Slurpee comes in a free plastic Superman 4, the Quest for Peace Movie Collector's Cup. 8 in all. 32 ounces of Super Slurpee and Superman 4 Movie Collector's Cups only at today's 7-Eleven.
Saturday on the Golden Girls, it's laughter in the first degree.
Arrested for prostitution. I can't believe it.
Then on Amen,
Trader.
Deacon Fry earns a special treat.
Eggs Benedict Arnold.
And on Hunter, will a reporter's vendetta cost Hunter his badge or a whole lot more?
Saturday.
Hi, I just moved in next door. Could I borrow a Diet Pepsi?
Sure. Come in. Yes. How about something else?
Listen, if you don't have a Diet Pepsi...
No. I got it. Chasing down a tree. Turning up my engine.
You okay in there?
Here's your Diet Pepsi.
That must be my roommate, Danny.
Danny?
Hi, I'm Danielle. You got another Diet Pepsi?
Sure.
Diet Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
Love that. Love that commercial. Michael J. Fox had some really great commercials he did during the 80s. And it was at the same time, right? We get to see the rise of a star. Someone who is making guest appearances on TV shows and doing commercials for McDonald's, that type of thing, in the early 80s, to becoming a TV star and then a movie star with such, he's so bankable that I'm sure Pepsi paid him a ton of money to do that commercial. All right. So let's go ahead and pull this back up. Let me add this back up to the screen so that everybody can see it, and we will get going right away on question number 1. Let me get my timer here too. It's good to have a timer. Here we go. Question number 1. We're going all the way back to 1927. In the Laurel and Hardy film, The Battle of the Century, there is a big food fight scene where over 3,000 of what were shown or thrown. Was it tomatoes, B, eggs, C, pies, or D, pumpkins? So the timer is going. This is going all the way back to a 1927 film with Laurel and Hardy called The Battle of the Century. There's a big food fight. 3,000 of these were thrown. Was it A, tomatoes, B, eggs, C, pies, or D, pumpkins? By the way, I took this quiz and I got the first 6 correct. I didn't do all that well on the entire trivia, but the first 6, which we're doing here, I got them all right. So I'm hoping that many of you do well as well. Some of these I guessed on, including this one, because I have not seen that, but I guessed right. So maybe you will as well. The correct answer, folks, is C, pies. C, pies is the correct answer. Let's move to number 2. The dude in the Coen brothers film, The Big Lebowski, so we're going to 1998 here, prefers to drink which cocktail? Is it A, Black Russians, B, White Russians, C, a vodka gimlet, or D, margaritas? Is it gimlet or gimlet? It might be gimlet. It feels like it might be gimlet. Anyway, let me read that again. The dude in the Coen brothers film, The Big Lebowski, which I love that film, prefers to drink which cocktail? A, Black Russians, B, White Russians, C, vodka gimlet, or a D, a margarita? What do you think? Did you guys enjoy this movie as much as I did? Yeah, it's an adult movie with adult language, but just the oddball humor in this thing, so much fun. Really enjoyed Jeff Bridges' performance as the dude in this movie as well. Correct answer, folks, is B, White Russians. B, White Russians is the correct answer. Moving to number 3. In National Lampoon's Animal House, 1978, John Belushi's character causes a massive food fight when he impersonates popping a zip by squishing what out of his mouth? Is it A, milk, B, mashed potatoes, C, soup, or D, fish? Starting the timer up. We'll read this one more time. In National Lampoon's Animal House, John Belushi, rest his soul, what a great comedic actor, causes a massive food fight when he, as Bluto, impersonates a popping zit by squishing what out of his mouth? Is it A, milk, B, mashed potatoes, C, soup, or D, fish? Correct answer, my friends, is B, mashed potatoes. All right. Let me go to the comments section here and let's get some scores. 3 so far. What are you out of 3? I am 3 out of 3 at this point playing our trivia game. Let me know how you guys are doing and I'll put your score on the screen and we'll celebrate your awesomeness. All right. Let's see. Boy, that went fast. Oh, my goodness. Angela has gotten all 3 so far. Channel member Angela McCardle. Tug, welcome to the live stream. Channel member The Unapologetic Geek is 3 for 3 so far. Channel member Zuperplex is 1 for 3. Channel member Scott Smith, 3 for 3. Channel member Dave Kerbo, 3 for 3. Channel member Tracy Roth Myers, 2 of 3. Channel member Sean Ennis, 2 of 3. Brenda Krieger, 1 of 3 so far. Tammy Patton, 3 of 3. Channel member Rob Pinto, 3 of 3. Rhymes with Orange, 2 of 3. Channel member Lisa Fields, 3 of 3 so far. Channel member Angela McCarty, yes, 3 of 3. Cindy D, 3 for 3. John is asking when is the next member live stream. Will be after Thanksgiving. May not be that Sunday, maybe the following one, but we will have 2 in December. Channel member Dominic D, 3 for 3. Tom McCluskey, 1 of 3. Karen Lester, 2 of 3. Any more scores here? Tuck Graff, 3 for 3. Melissa Foster, 2 of 3. Appalachian Granny, 2 of 3. Robert Thresh Pondo Pons, 3 for 3. Okay, I think we're good. let's get back here and let's move on to question number 4, which is, I had to guess on this one, but I guessed right, thankfully. Paul Newman competes in what kind of eating contest or eating challenge in Cool Hand Luke? Is it A, a hot dog, B, a pie, C, an egg, or D, peanut butter sandwiches? Timer activated. Paul Newman competes in what kind of eating challenge in Cool Hand Luke? A, it's a hot dog challenge, B, a pie challenge, C, an egg challenge, or D, a peanut butter sandwich challenge. I have never seen this movie. I know it's one that I should, but I've never seen Cool Hand Luke, and hopefully I will rectify that in the next little bit because I've heard great things about it. All right, folks, the correct answer to this one is C, eggs. I only guess that because there's a really awful scene in Napoleon Dynamite where they're eating eggs. It's mixed into orange juice. Oh, it just seems horrible. But I couldn't really think, but I didn't think it was going to be hot dogs or pies, so I was kind of stuck between C and D and ended up going with C. Moving on to number 5. I think this one most of you will get. In E.T. the Extraterrestrial, Elliot lures E.T. out of the shed by laying down a trail of what? Is it A, Reese's Pieces, B, M&M's, C, bread, or D, candy corn? Timer activated. Number 5. In E.T. the Extraterrestrial, Steven Spielberg's beloved movie, Elliot lures E.T. out of the shed by laying down a trail of what? A, Reese's Pieces, B, M&M's, C, bread, or D, candy corn? Now, if I were hiding in the shed, I will tell you that Elliot should go with the candy corn. But it's not me hiding there. It's E.T. And if the Hershey's company had agreed to it, it would have been M&M's. But they didn't see the value in paying a little extra money to have their product in that movie. And because of that, the Reese's company at the time, I think they're owned by Hershey now, but back then they weren't. And Reese's Pieces became the candy that was used to lure E.T. out. Oh, wait, I'm thinking M&M's is Mars, right? Reese's Pieces is Hershey's. Okay, I'm getting this. Anyway, the correct answer is A, Reese's Pieces. Final question. There is a well-known scene in Pulp Fiction where John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson are arguing about this food product. Is it A, pizza, B, tacos, C, chicken nugs, or D, a quarter pounder with cheese? Starting the timer. Final question. There is a well-known scene in Pulp Fiction where John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson are arguing about this. A, pizza, B, tacos, C, chicken nuggets, or D, a quarter pounder with cheese? And it's D, what do they call it? A Royale with cheese or something like that over there in France? I think that's the way they talk about it. Samuel L. Jackson refers to it in Pulp Fiction, a movie I've only seen once, many, many years ago. I'm not a big Tarantino fan, truthfully. He's a little more violent. I mean, it's like, I don't mind cartoonish violence, if that makes any sense, but when it feels real, I get a little squeamish. All right, so that's it. Let me go ahead and take that. Wait, it took me off the screen. Let me take that off the screen. There we go. And let's get to the comments and final scores, folks. Tell me how you did. Let's see. Looks like Brenda was first with us. Nope, Sean Innes was. Channel member Sean Innes is 4 for 6, meh. Channel member Superplex was 3 of 6. Nothing wrong with those scores, gentlemen. Nothing wrong at all. Brenda Krager, 2 of 6. Channel member Rob Pinto rocked the house tonight, 5 of 6. Got the eggs one wrong. Channel member Scott Smith, 5 of 6. Kenneth Wilkinson got one right. Hopefully you had a good time. Channel member Thrash Pondo Pons got them all correct, as did channel member Angela McArdle, who says, I am hungry now. Oh, channel member Tracy Rothmeyer's 5 for 6. Zuper says Tarantino was a poser. You know what? I respect what he's done. I mean, but it's just not, his movies aren't for me for the most part. Karen Lester, 4 of 6. Channel member, The Unapologetic Geek. We affectionately refer to him as Tug here, 6 of 6. F. Douglas, 3 of 6. Tammy Patton, 6 of 6. Channel member David Kerbo, 6 of 6. Channel member Lisa Fields, 5 for 5. Tuck Graff, 6 for 6. Mike Silva, 2 for 5. Gina C, 4 for 6. Let's see. Yes, channel member Lisa Fields, 6 for 6. Hungry Jerk, Tom McCluskey, 4 of 6. Melissa Foster, 5 of 6. Walt Macklin, 3 of 6. Cindy D, 6 for 6. Nicely done, Cindy. Gary Carpenter, 4 of 6. Yeah, the egg one was a tough one. It was a total guess on my part. They Call Me Mr. William, 4 of 6. Appalachian Granny, 5 of 6. Nicely done. Nicely done. Channel member Keith E, 5 out of 6. Good to play and not feel stupid. You know what? That's the key. Good trivia is one that is somewhat challenging, but doesn't make people feel stupid. At least that's the kind of trivia that I enjoy most. Raja, 1938, 6 of 6. Now we're all calling Tarantino names. I love it. Oh, it's too funny. All right. Let's see. I think we're done here in the chat for the most part. You know what? We're coming in just under an hour here. What a wonderful live stream this has been. Hopefully I read enough comments for most folks that they appreciated the ones that I highlighted. And folks, if you think you might be interested in Remind Magazine, it's not an expensive magazine to subscribe to. There's a link in the comment or in the description section of this video. I'd recommend it. We used to do all sorts of things with Remind Magazine. Like I said earlier, it got a little too much for me, and I asked them if they wouldn't mind if I just kind of backed off for a bit. But that doesn't mean I don't love the magazine, and doesn't mean that I won't continue to promote it, even though they're not a sponsor. I won't continue to promote it with you because I do believe in the value of magazines. I think there's a place for them still in this world. You know, so much of what we read is all digital these days. And much like I believe there's a place for DVDs, even VHS tapes, definitely LPs. There's a place for magazines in this world. And it's up to us to the way we can ensure that they stick around is supporting them. And Remind Magazine is definitely one that's worthy of our support. If you subscribe now, you'll probably get the December issue, which is one of my favorites simply because it's a retrospective of the year and those special celebrities that have passed during 2023. All right, folks, again, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It's been a delightful live stream. I hope you all have really great Thanksgiving get-togethers, whether it's with friends or families, whatever. However you do it, I hope it's a special one. And because you are all special to me. And of course, I'm going to bring Fred on to share how I truly feel. But thanks so much for being part of the live stream audience today. And again, happy Thanksgiving to one and all.
You are special.